Welcome to Strip Club. Good morning. Good morning. It is, good morning. It is a cold, actually it's not cold, it's just a rainy day here in San Diego, which is a rare treat for us, right? We're pretty happy about it. Today I want to show you a new strip club project. This one's called Las Cruces. What does Las Cruces mean, class? Crosses. Can you see why it's called Las Cruces? We are featuring a collection that I have designed with Timeless Treasure called Tonga Boathouse. This uses nothing but strips and borders. Isn't it great? Brilliant. Thank you. Brilliant. Ooh, brilliant already. Early in the presentation. This is one of those quilts that I said, why didn't I design this already? This is such a great quilt. And especially nice because you get to use your strips. When you fall in love with the strip club bundle, you know you're going to love the quilt. A thing to note about this quilt is you need identical strip sets. So if you're buying, as Timeless Treasure sells a strip bundle, if you're buying a strip bundle like this is a junior. There's 20, and it's junior because there's only 20 strips in here. There's 20 different fabrics. You need 2 with identical strips. Okay? And for this size, you actually need 2 more packs. Yeah, but there's no background. So you're like, woohoo, buy your strips, make your quilt. So you'll be, when you look at strips or when you're cutting your own fabric, make sure you're able to get at least 2 identical strips. Some bundles, some rolls are sold with 40 different fabrics in them, but then you have packs like this that have 20. So look for these or cut your own. Here's a little math tip. If you're buying yardage, you can get 3 strips out of a 1/4 yard cut. Most quilt shops sell 1/4 yard minimum. So you can get 3 strips, you'll use 2 of them, and put another away for another project, because it will be of no use to this project. All right, 2 identical strips. You want to see how it comes together? We're going to use the tube technique. Surprise! But be careful, because this tube technique is a little different. We're not making a tube. What? I'll show you. Okay, first thing we do is we pick 2 fabrics to go together, and we sew them together to make a strip set. Here's a strip set. Up here on my trusty flannel wall. Oops, that's upside down. Love batiks because you can't really tell. The only way I could tell is because I could see the seam. But the fabrics, you can't really tell with batiks. Oh, I dropped the other one. Don't you wish you had those like long, retractable arms sometimes? You just Inspector Gadget arms. Mr. Tickle arms. Anybody know Mr. Tickle in the house? No. Once again, I am a generational island. I didn't grow up in this country, so sometimes I have references that are different than the American references. Mr. Tickle books, Mr. Men books are British little children's books. And each one has a different story about a Mr. Man, and then they had the little Miss books. Mr. Tickle has very long arms. Sometimes I wish I had. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to what we're doing. All right, so we've sewn 2 strips together, and then we'll sew the identical strips together to make another strip set. You see why it's important to have 2 of each strip at least, in multiples of 2, 2 or 4 or 6. And then, after we've sewn them together, we're going to turn to our strip tube ruler. If you follow us at all, you'll know we love the strip tube ruler. My mom made me make this ruler. We have strip tube ruler. We also have, thank you, Mom, Strip Tube Junior. You know the story, right? My mom said, you really should make a ruler to do this tube technique. And I'm like, ugh. The next day, a customer says, you know, have you ever thought about making a ruler? Really? You think so? Mom's idea first. The little guy, Junior, will work perfectly well for this quilt, but you can also use the big guy. The little one, as in squaring up smaller rulers with a smaller square up ruler, is handier. That's why we have Junior. So now we're going to take Junior, flip to my directions, and we're going to place him. Notice we're not making a tube. So if you know any other videos or any other patterns that make a tube, no tube. Just the strip set. We're going to take Junior, place him the proper measurement on the bottom stitching line, and cut up and cut down to cut out a triangle. Next time you cut, you'll do it off. Oh, wait. We got to do our brilliant. Okay. Cut up and cut down to cut out a triangle. Yeah, that's okay. We'll do that. Next time you cut, you're going to place the measurement on the top edge. cut up and cut down to cut out a triangle. Triangle may look like this. So you see we're going to get the triangles out of a tube. Did I do this right? Nope. Nope. And you'll go down the strip set and get as many triangles as you can, and you will sort them. So these will come out of your strip, not strip set, just strip set, not tube. Notice 2 look like this, and 2 look like this. They are different from each other. You can see by the green. In this one, the green is in the tip, and this one, it's on the edge. You'll sort your triangles so that 2 of these go together and 2 of those go together. 4 of these go together and 4 of those together. The pattern will also tell you pressing instructions. So cut out all of your triangles, make all your strip sets, cut out all your triangles like this. Then we're going to take 2 different ones and put them together. I have 2 like this, and I have 2 like this. These triangles are the same as each other. Those are the same as each other, but different than this. We're going to put these 4 together. And remember, there are pressing tips in the pattern so that these seams nest to go like this. When you sew them together, you can take them to your sewing machine, take the right one, place it right sides together with the left one. Then on the bottom, same thing, the right one, right sides together with the other one. Take them to your sewing machine, stitch, keeping them together. Once those pieces are together, open them up, press, the seams press in opposite directions. And they are in the right place just as you designed them. Flip up, sew that edge together, and you will have a block that looks a little like that. Let's put this in the middle. Notice there are little dog ears on each corner. So you'll square up the block. Pattern will tell you what size to square it up. That is your primary block. You will need to put and now same colors, different order. You'll need to make 4 just like that. Aha, you see it come together? Nice. It is like magic, isn't it? Isn't it cool how and then boom, you have a block?
And I just made a different quilt. I do too. It's like the same thing, only you've just put them together.
We've done it differently.
Yeah, it's great.
So you have this beautiful block, but from these same squares, you can make that beautiful block. So there's your cross for Las Cruces. Almost called it pregnancy test. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so then lay out your blocks as you like them. Sew them together by rows, and then sew your rows together. Then we add our borders. So this is one of those great quilts where it's nothing but strips for the inside part, and then you pull out what color you like the most. Your border will help define the coloring of the quilt. So this has got more of a vibrant look because we picked the vibrant blue. We could have used one of the other colors, the lighter one, made it look a little more pale. I always tend to go a little darker for the outer border. And then the binding is usually, for me, the same color or darker. Some people go a little bit lighter, but I always tend to go a little bit darker. Is it pretty? Do you like it?
It's gorgeous.
See if there's anything else I was going to tell you.
When you flipped that square, it still made the cross, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, it still makes the plus sign. It has a different effect, though. You want me to go back and do it again? All right, so here we have the blue cross. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Thank you. You jogged my memory. Now we have the brown. Different. This is the large throw, the one I have hanging up on the wall. The large throw uses 80 total strips, so it's 40 pairs. There's 20 different fabrics in my collection. That means a single fabric appears 4 times. You'll use 4 strips. So our fantastic sample maker made sure there was no duplicating plus. You're looking, aren't you? You can try to find a duplicating plus. You won't find it. So she took great care once she created this fabric to make the plus sign. That fabric will appear again, but it will never appear in the plus. The next time it appears it will appear on the outer edges here. That's just extra thought into the quilt. It's optional. You needn't put extra thought into your quilt if you don't want to. Do you want to see it in another colorway?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. So polite. Okay, this is very exciting because it's my next line of fabric. Yeah, I get sample yardage, so I get to play with the fabrics. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this one. Oh, it's so pretty. Do you want to see? All right.
Oh, wow.
For those who didn't hear, there were a lot of oohs and ahs, and that's gorgeous. This is a smaller size. I think the next size down is lap. Yep, is it?
What's the name of it?
The fabric collection is called Tonga Sky View because it reminds me of skies and meadows. Vibrant blues and the greens, the meadow green, the yellows for the flowers.
When will that be out? When will that be out?
This will probably ship in December, January.
And the border is not.
It's part of the collection. Yes, it is. Everything you see here is part of Tonga Sky View. Thank you. All right, you want to see another sample? This one I didn't design. A little unknown designer named Tula Pink designed the next one. One of these days you may know her name. Maybe. So completely different.
Yeah, that's definitely her.
Is it different? And a great way to use up strips. Again, strips and borders. So if you see a collection, you know you like the strips, this is a great pattern to use with it.
Perfect size for a little picnic blanket. Yeah.
Or to throw on your lap when you're watching football. Or taking a nap on the couch, which for my mom was the same thing.
I think we like yours better.
Oh, aren't you sweet? In a different vein altogether, I do have another sample that uses these fabrics. Would you like to see it? Yes. Angie, will you help me?
Yes.
This one is bigger than I remembered. This is a block of the month we did a while back called Tranquility Place. We didn't do it in these fabrics originally, but you know, you get fabrics to play with. Here, you take this. Take that one. Yeah. And now I'll pretend to be tall, like Angie. Isn't that pretty? Thank you. Again, we're looking at Tonga Boathouse. It's our pattern Tranquility Place. And the pattern, it's actually a book, and it's a great book because it breaks each step into a chapter. So you'll do the stars, you'll do the square and the square. Those are each individual chapters. And then the book has patterns, or has a pattern that uses just that block in a different quilt. So the book actually has this pattern and 5 additional, so 6 patterns altogether in the book.
How many does this take to make? It's not using
It's not strips. Yeah, this is not a strip pattern, so this is yardage.
No, yardage.
Yardage. Yeah, flat out yardage. But we do use the tube technique to make the stars, To make the Lemoyne stars. These are done with the tube technique. Very pretty, huh? All right, so this is Tranquility Place, just a little bonus quilt so you can see. And we also have another quilt called Regatta. When you leave today, make sure you turn around because it's on the pillar that welcomes you when you come in. That was Boathouse. Any questions on the quilt? Thank you, Angie. No questions? It's because it's good. It's easy, right? Good. Will I see samples next month? And for those who can't see, it was resounding nods and yeses throughout the whole room. Well, thank you very much for coming, you guys. I appreciate it. I'm glad you liked the quilt. Go home and sew. Enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.